Welcome to the Montana Podcast, where we uncover the best kept secrets of Big Sky Country. Join us as we highlight the hidden gems and unique stories that make Montana the place we know and love. Whether you're a local or a visitor, get ready to experience the true spirit of Montana, one story at a time.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Montana Podcast, where I'm here to tell you about all the hidden gems in Montana. And today I have a very special guest who is going to paint the picture of her story. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You bet. So, who are you and what do you do?
My name is Sheri Chandler, and I'm a fine artist.
So, I guess, what does that mean?
That's a good question. I do oil paintings, and I brought postcards. I know this is a podcast, but these are my paintings.
Oh, you painted it?
Yeah.
I feel those are pictures.
Yeah, I know. So that's what I do.
Holy.
Yeah. Yeah, I work in oil paint, and I've been doing it pretty much my whole life. My grandparents were artists. I grew up doing
Wow.
Thanks.
That is feel like they look better than pictures on my iPhone. Wow. Okay, sorry. Literally blew me away. So you've been doing this basically your whole life.
Mhm.
Okay. And these are really good. I gotta
Thanks.
stop. I'm not gonna be able to focus.
Yeah, my biggest comment that I get is that looks like a photograph. But to me, my highest compliment is when they say that looks better than the photograph.
Mhm.
That's what I'm going after. I'm trying to do something to where it doesn't look like something you took with your camera, but somewhere between that and what's in real life to make you look like you're there more than, oh, this is just a picture of something that
You're pretty dang close.
I'm at.
I literally just said I'm pretty sure those are better than the pictures on my wow. Okay. So how can people find you and what's your website?
My website is sherichandlerarts.com, and I'm on all the socials. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. If you search for my name, you'll probably find it. And I do like on some of them, I'll do like demos. Of course, they're time lapse because it takes me like months to
Yeah.
finish painting. So you're gonna get bored. I've done lives before on TikTok, and I always feel like people are just like, "Is she even doing?" And even when I speed it up, it's I finished this much
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
3 hours.
It's fair.
Yeah.
But that is amazing. I don't think I've ever like I've seen it on TikTok. Well, that's really good.
Thanks.
So you've been doing this your whole life. Were you always like where did the creative come from for you?
My grandparents were artists, so when my brother and I would go over to their house to play, we would paint and go swim. And so I grew up doing it. I figured that everybody grew up like that's what they did. And so I never stopped doing art. And I got to have art like through school, elementary school, middle school. My parents actually transferred me to high school, to a private high school, because the one that I was going to, they had art as an elective for seniors and for nobody else. And my parents were like, this child needs to do art. So they moved me to a school where I had art all 4 years through high school. And I did it in college and realized that I loved it too much to have it be a career. I didn't want to go into graphics. I didn't want to have that be like a 9 to 5.
Mhm.
So I switched to archaeology.
Okay.
And I did that for about 20 years. And when I was getting my master's degree, I illustrated my thesis. It was on pottery. And I realized when I was doing that, how much I loved art. And after I got my thesis, I never did archaeology again. And I just started painting full time. And that was probably in like 2002.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Is there a project too little or too small that you will or will not do?
No.
What has been some of that a client comes like craziest that you're like, wow, I can't believe I'm painting this?
A strange commission that I did, it was North Carolina mountains, and they wanted two completely separate mountain ranges together in the same painting. So two landmark
Yeah, yeah.
mountains. And so that was tricky, and it doesn't exist anywhere else except for that one painting. Those two mountains together.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
How big was it?
It was probably like 2 feet by 3 feet.
Okay.
So it's like above their fireplace.
How long did that take you?
Most paintings take me anywhere from a month to 3 months, but I'm working on like about a dozen at a time. So I'll finish one a month.
Okay.
But as far as time, it's just, I usually have I used to try to keep track, but then it was like clicked as a job to me, keeping track of my hours and
Mm,
minutes. So I stopped doing that, and I'm like, I have no idea how long this took.
when it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Those are super beautiful. Is your TikTok just your name, you said?
I think it's just my name. It's either Sheri Chandler Arts. I'm not consistent with that, and I should be. But yeah, you'll find me.
Okay. I definitely, everyone go check them out. When I'm done here, I can't get Taco Time, but I am gonna check out your TikTok because
Yeah, I actually have a link tree. It's linktree/Sheri Chandler, and all of my socials are on there.
okay,
So that's
awesome,
probably the easiest way to find everything.
awesome. And anyone who's listening right now, every time I have a guest on, all the links are in the description. So that will be just an easy plug for everyone. That's awesome. Have you lived in Bozeman your entire life?
No, I moved here in 2017.
Where are you from?
Grew up in Oklahoma, moved to New Mexico when I first started doing archaeology, and lived there until 2017.
What brought you to Montana?
A guy. Yeah. He moved me up here, and then sadly he passed away.
Oh,
So here I am in Bozeman.
here you are in Bozeman.
And I love it up here.
It is
I
beautiful.
really love it. Yeah. It is for an artist. This is a great place to. It's just inspiration
Oh, yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah. Where is like a hidden gem for you in Montana?
I am too early to the scene to know any hidden gems.
Okay.
My little world is very small. I'm going to plug my art studio as a hidden gem.
Yeah.
I try to get people there. I have it set up like a little museum studio space. And so that is my hidden gem.
And that's awesome. Do people like go? What does that look like to go there?
You just book a studio tour, and I have a split level, and it's in the basement of my house.
Okay.
And people come and they'll spend like a long hour at least just like looking at art. And I love having people come to the studio. It's just like a thrill.
Do you do lessons?
I taught at the Emerson. I did a couple of classes there, some beginning oil paints. But as far as like just individual stuff, I don't know what I'm doing. So I don't feel like I have the capabilities of teaching somebody else. So I just like, when I did my classes at the Emerson, I led with, this is how I do it, but I want you to have fun and explore how the paints work and find your own voice, whatever it is that you want to paint.
Absolutely. Creativity is expressed in different ways through all of us. And for me, I can't do something cookie cutter in a creative way. I really can't do anything like cookie cutter way. I like 1+1=5 for me. Not really, but
Yeah.
I can't do the order, the sequential step to do things. Not, oh, so that totally makes sense for me.
Yeah.
What when you are like starting a painting, and you like know that you messed up,
Mhm.
do you restart or do you try and fix it?
A little bit of both. That usually comes towards the end of a painting when I realize it's just not gonna work.
Okay.
The beginning, when I'm starting a painting, that's just pure joy and it's just easy. But when I get towards the end of a painting and I realize this is gonna work, then I'll change it into something else completely, or I'll just ditch it, just toss it and start over.
Ditch it, it's going straight into the
Yep.
trash.
Yeah. I don't do that as often anymore because I can't afford canvases like I used to. So now like they just get whitewashed and I started growing it. But I have many paintings that if future art historians look at through an x-ray, they're gonna see like multitudes of paintings behind the one that's there.
Awesome. Have you ever done any horses?
I have not done horses. That is one thing that people have asked me to do. And it's funny, before I moved to Montana, I pretty much did landscapes. And I had done one cow. I woke up dreaming that I was painting a longhorn. And I'm like, and so that was the first animal I'd ever done. It took me 5 years to finish. And when I finished it, I'm like, I'm never doing another animal. That's it. And I had it in a show up here, an auction up at the Big Sky art
Yeah.
auction. And a guy came up to me, excuse me, and he said, "Do you paint cows?" And I said, "No, I'm a landscape painter." And a year later, that's all I'm doing is cows. Because people like their cows up here. So I'm doing cows and barn, bison, and like Montana stuff.
Mod-
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. That's super cool. So when you're not painting, what are like some of your hobbies?
Question. I've been cleaning out my garage lately. This summer, I was pulling dandelions. This is like when you're an artist, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You love it. Got a job. Awesome.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, when you love what you do and make your hobby, it's super cool. So, and you're amazing. I am gonna keep saying it.
Thanks.
What is one of your like personal favorite paintings that you've done for yourself?
Mm, that's a good question because I'll often like say this is one of my favorites, but I have a bunch of them.
It's fair.
I think the ones that I like the most, I've done a lot of aspen trees, and those are like one of my favorite things to paint. And so it's just if I had one to keep, I would have liked to have kept some of my aspen.
Mm.
Definitely. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot that I wish. But I do prints. There's a few, like I sold a really adorable cow recently, and I'm like, I think I'll buy a print for myself of that cow because it's just I love him so much. So
I love it. So when people want to hire you, what does that process go like?
I really don't do that many commissions. I would love to do commissions, but people don't know that I'm here yet. That's one reason why I signed up for this.
Okay.
So people know that I'm here and that I'm available to do commissions. But yeah, it's just I work from photos but most of the time. And so if you have a photograph that you turned into a painting, I'm the gal.
Yeah.
And then I'll do a percentage down while I'm working on it, and then they'll pay the rest when I'm done.
Yeah, that's awesome. The link to her website will be in the show notes, guys. Uh, just staring at this thing.
Thanks.
I
And that's one thing fun. People who've seen my stuff on social media, like Instagram is this big. And then when they walk into my studio, they're like, oh my God. Because these paintings are huge. They're
Yeah.
big. And I always get goosebumps when people walk in because it's so cool to see their reaction to seeing the work in person.
Yeah, I bet. So glad that you stopped by today. You were being on the show.
Thanks for me.